Welcome everyone. Today we will be talking about NSB and going over the pros and cons with NSB. So today we're going to get into basically how the bot performs, how it does on drops, what you need for NSB to cook, that sort of stuff. So a couple things I want to point out about NSB is that I'm going to be honest, NSB is not a good bot overall. Personally, I've had this bot for going on 3 months now, and I haven't copped on initial drops once yet. I mean, I've copped to restocks, and that's one of the pros about NSB, that they have some features like blue task and monitoring, all of that stuff, so you can cop restocks, that sort of stuff. But let me point out that it is not cheap at all to run NSB. It might be one of the cheaper bots in the market, but with all the tools that you need for NSB, it is not cheap. Let me tell you a couple of tools that you would need for NSB if you do want to cook restocks. And let me point out, this bot is not for initial drops. It will not do any good on initial drops. Personally, like from my experience, terrible. From all my friends' experience, terrible. But restocks, I mean, we kind of get lucky sometimes, but still not worth it. But a couple things that you do need for NSB to cop. One thing, proxies, and these will be one of the more expensive things. When you're running for restocks, what you should do is you should use DCs. It's all about speed, isn't that right? With DCs, let me tell you, it does not come cheap at all. I'd say for 20 DCs, it's about $45, and that adds up. You wouldn't believe it, but it adds up. So that's just a monthly fee. It's not forever. It's a monthly fee of $45, and that's just proxies. We're going to be getting into capture proxies, cook groups, also servers, because most people don't have good PCs or good internet. So one of the server providers I use is, here, let me pull those up right now, is Hyonix. These people, they are amazing. Let me point out, because personally I also use them. Their servers 100% amazing. A couple reasons why. Compared to like AWS, because I've had overall terrible service with AWS. Like, okay, what I can speak from my experiences, when I had AWS, I used it for 1 month and it was not good at all. It just always lags, that sort of stuff, input delay. And then I stopped all my servers. I terminated every single one, right? And you would think you're not gonna get charged. Nah, you got that one wrong. I got charged $68 for nothing, literally. So I had to speak to the customer service. It took days for a response. Eventually I did get my money back, thankfully. But overall, not a good service. And let me point out, with AWS, you're charged by the hour. And if you run it for 24 hours, well, aka what you need to do for restocks, it's going to add up. That's why I recommend Hyonix. A couple things to go over. One, you can run their servers for 24/7 every single time throughout the whole, and by the way, this is monthly, and you can run it the whole time. And the thing that I like most about this is, if your PC is off, the server is still on, running for restocks. It is amazing. Personally, what I would recommend is the $48 one. It just all depends on how much resources your bot's using. Like, if you're going to use TSB and you want to run like 300 tasks, you're most definitely going to need this one. But if you are just running for restocks, that sort of stuff, I highly recommend getting this one. So, I mean, other than that, that's basically all about servers. And if anyone has any question about setting them up, I also have a cook group, which I will provide a Discord link down below. You can feel free to join and ask any questions there. But that's just servers and proxies. Roughly, that is, what, $90 something already. And that's a monthly cost. There's more. Next thing, cook groups. Let me tell you. Well, you should try and save your costs on this as much, but like, I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna take like $40 a month maybe, depending on the group that you join. And well, I also run my free cook group, but we don't have as many features as like a paid one does, because we are free. But we do provide you guys with very good stuff that you need for drops to help you guys cop, release guides, that sort of stuff, sneaker stocks, all that. But another thing that we have to go over is captures. Not cheap. You would think like it's nothing. It's a capture, right? No, let me tell you, it is not going to be cheap. So let's pull up the captures. So personally, what you need to cook restocks and even initial drops. Because like, let me give you an example. If you're running foot sites like, let's just say Mocha ones, and you're running 300 tasks, you're gonna have to solve 300 captchas. And let me tell you, the time that you're done with even 100, it's gonna be sold out, everything gone. So what I recommend doing is, well, you guys probably don't know, but there's these things called one-click Gmails, and they save the time by so much. What basically they are is, when you have a CAPTCHA, what you do is you click the box. Like here, let me open up the solver. Oh wait, no, wrong one. Open solver and then test. So basically you just do this, and then basically you wouldn't have to solve all of this. All you do is click this box. It's already solved. I don't have my CAPTCHA profile set up for this one. I just have proxies in. But yeah, once you set them up, you just test them, and they are one clicks. I will show you guys an example later if I have time. But yeah, basically you just open it, and when you click the box, it's solved. And this saves your time by so much. And also, let me point out one thing. With one-click captchas, they do not work on Shopify. They only work on like Foot Site, Supreme, and Supreme is an amazing feature that you need, which is one-clicks. I'll go more into that later. But you do want to focus getting one-clicks, especially if you're running for restocks, because it's all about speed, like I said. And if you are not the first one to be there, you will not be the one to cop. It's honestly that simple. But what I would recommend, is AYCD. It's basically here. Let me open it. AYCD is a toolbox, and what this toolbox provides is many features, like one-click farming. So basically what one-click farming does is you wait, like I'd say it takes about 2 to 4 weeks to farm one-clicks. But what it does is basically it farms human fake activity. So like it watches YouTube videos for you, it subscribes to news articles, all of that stuff. And then once you get all of that set up, in 2 to 4 weeks, around in that range, I would test them. I will go more into this in another video explaining how to set up AYCD, that sort of stuff. But AYCD is in need. Another couple things that AYCD provides is spoofing, which I personally like to use sometimes if it's like a sneaker drop or it's a raffle, that sort of stuff. Basically what spoofing does, I'll just go into this really quick, is it opens up multiple browsers with proxies, so you can have multiple entries into a raffle, that sort of stuff. And then profile converter, if you have many billing profiles, you just add them in, convert it to your bot, saves you a lot of time basically. AYCD is $23 monthly, so you're already at $100+, and that's just a rough estimate. If you are constantly, let me go back to proxies actually. If you're constantly using your proxies, 20 of them is not going to be enough. So then you're going to consider getting resis. Resis is basically, it goes on a gigabyte. So like, it's like you have 1 gigabyte of space, and if you use it in a drop, it doesn't use all of it, but it uses as a percentage. And then that is going to run fast. It's all about how many tasks you run, that sort of stuff. But let me tell you, this stuff is not cheap. You need to consider before all the costs before getting into a sneaker buy. Because let me tell you firsthand, I thought I was gonna cop right away buying NSB. But let me tell you, when you listen to Botterboy Nova, the person who is sponsored by NSB, and he says, I get a commission, you get basically finessed. Let me, like, have you ever seen Botterboy Nova cop with NSB? No, you haven't. NSB, no offense to them, but is a trash bot, and it barely cops restocks. I'm gonna be honest, I've lost more money on NSB than I actually spent on the bot, because when I was running blue tests before, it checked out the wrong products in several of them. It literally drains my bank account. I had to contact my bank, dispute the charge, go through that whole process, all because of what? NSB messed up. But you have to consider all of this before getting a bot. If I were you, what I personally recommend is you should get a bot that actually cops. Example, what I did is I got AYCD. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not sponsored by any bots. But what you want to do is always do your research and make sure it is in your budget. If you need help finding what buy you should get, what you need all in your budget, please contact me. I'm always free and I'll be able to help you. But you just want to make sure you know what you're getting into. And let me point out, when you get a buy, it is not a guarantee. It only increases your chances. And I'm gonna be honest, I've seen it firsthand. Some people cop more pairs of shoes manually than a person who spends 20 grand on a buy. It happens, I kid you not. It happened today. One of my members, I got 0 pairs of shoes. I spent close to 5 grand on my setup of the Dunks, and he got 4 pairs manually. It's just crazy. It's all about luck in this game. But just make sure you know what you're getting into. And if you don't, please contact me. I am always here to help. Like I said, if you have any questions, I'll leave my Discord link down below. And feel free to join. It is 100% free. We provide many things. Here, let me just give you guys an example real quick. This is what we provide. So just gonna go over to our monitors. We provide sneaker restock monitors, Amazon, Best Buy. You guys get the gist. We also provide many. Okay, this is what I like about our group. Release info. Every single. Okay, so this was the guide that we posted for the Dunks. All of the keywords, links, everything that's dropping the Dunks, all the sites, that sort of stuff. We also provide Supreme. Literally anything that will make you guys money will be here in my group. One thing that sets us apart, and we are free, that is one of the things, but one of the main things that does is we provide our sneaker stocks. So we tell you guys which stock to go for, which one is the best, profit margins, that sort of stuff. All of that is very useful. And shout out, I'm sorry, don't know how to pronounce your name, Badkin. Shout out to my boy. He also provides guides for us and he is very helpful. We also give you guys the raffles, what to enter, that sort of stuff. And I do want to point out about AYCD, we are sponsored by them. And I'm not just giving you guys some BS about, oh, AYCD is very helpful. No, it is. It actually helps you cop because it all comes down to speed. If you guys want to get AYCD or you want to get anything, please come to me first. I'll help you out and decide if it's good or not. But other than that, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Like I said, always here to help. Well, that is today's recording. We are going to be posting some live cops in the future. Just stay tuned. And then Cookout, we are out.